What's cracking, you mythical masterminds and makeup moguls? And no, I don't mean moguls like Harry Potter. Welcome back to Mythical Mondays, where structure meets set and powder. Because if ancient discipline doesn't crack under pressure, neither should your foundation. I am the Hecate, here to ruin ancient tales with sarcasm and flawless contour. And while we have officially clocked out of Capricorn season, aka the sign of discipline, delayed gratification, and I'll relax after I achieve everything, its energy never logs off. So today we're unpacking the myth of Capricorn, the celestial seagull that somehow represents structure, restraint, and that one friend that has a 5-year plan and the spreadsheet for it. So grab your baking powder, straighten your posture, and prepare to emotionally compartmentalize the most misunderstood sign of the zodiac. All my makeup details are listed in the description box below because, like a Capricorn, I actually keep records. Now subscribe, or a seagull will add you to a 5-year plan you didn't consent to. Let the celestial spreadsheets open. Capricorn is the 10th sign of the Greco-Roman zodiac and marks the official beginning of winter, the cosmic moment when the sun is at its lowest and survival suddenly becomes a group project. Capricorn season runs from December 22nd to January 19th, aka that stretch between the holiday recovery and New Year's resolutions, where everyone is failing on their follow-through. It is an earth sign, which explains why Capricorns are disciplined, emotionally restrained, and capable of functioning purely on ambition. It is ruled by Saturn, the planet of time, structure, and long-term consequences. Capricorn is symbolized by the sea goat, half fish, and somehow the most professional creature in the entire zodiac. Capricorn doesn't just have one origin myth. It has 3, because endurance, survival, and responsibility apparently require multiple explanations. The most popular myth behind Capricorn centers around Pan, the god of nature, the wilderness, music, and jump scare behavior. Pan was half man, half goat. Horns, hooves, chaotic vibes, and always a flute in his hand. He was a god you hear rustling in the woods and immediately decide, nope, I'm going home. Now here's where mythology does what it does best. Branch timelines. Some ancient sources say the sea goat is Pan himself. Others say it's Aegipan, Pan's sea goat's son. And some traditions straight up treat Pan and Aegipan as the same being, just different aspects of the same god. One day, the gods were chilling when Typhon entered the chat. Typhon was a monstrous chaos entity with 100 dragon heads, fire breath, wings, serpents, and the whole emotional regulation of a natural disaster. His parents were Gaia, the primordial of the earth, and Tartarus, the primordial of the abyss. These are gods who existed before the Titans and the Olympians. So yeah, they were not the let's talk this out type, and neither was their offspring Typhon. Typhon was Gaia's revenge baby, created because she was furious with Zeus and the Olympians for overthrowing the Titans. His mission? Punish the Olympians and reclaim cosmic balance through pure destruction. If you watched my Scorpio video, you already know Gaia loves revenge babies. If you haven't, click the link above and get educated. When Typhon attacked Olympus, the gods did what they do best: panic and shapeshift. The entire pantheon of gods turned into animals and scattered like roaches when the lights turn on. Some myths even say the gods fled south to Egypt during Typhon's attack. A story used to explain why so many gods resemble animals and share traits with Greek gods. For example, Hera became a cow, linked to the Egyptian goddess Hathor. Apollo became a hawk, linked to the Egyptian god Horus. Artemis became a cat, linked to the goddess Bastet. And Hermes became an ibis, linked to the god Thoth. Quick disclaimer, this is not an early Greek belief. It is a later Greco-Roman interpretation, mostly post-Alexander the Great, when Greek and Egyptian cultures were blending hard. Anyway, back to the chaos. So Pan or Aegipan, depending on the version, tried to shapeshift too, but panicked mid-transformation. Instead of fully becoming a goat or fully becoming a fish, he became both. Top half goat, bottom half fish. Sir, pick a struggle. Anyway, Zeus stayed behind on Olympus and attempted to fight Typhon. And I mean attempted. Heavy emphasis on that word. Typhon not only bodied him in the fight, but beat him so badly that he tore out Zeus' sinews and left the king of the gods completely powerless. While that chaos erupted, Pan the sea goat stayed near the sea, using terrain, timing, and strategy to help the gods regroup. And this is where teamwork enters the chat. Typhon hid Zeus' sinews in a cave guarded by a dragon called Python. So Pan enlisted the help of his father, Hermes, god of messengers, travelers, thieves, and Greek mythology's version of the Flash. Pan used his flute to unleash a sound so terrifying it distracted Typhon, while Hermes used cunning and speed to steal back Zeus's sinews without waking the dragon Python. Once Zeus regained his strength, he defeated Typhon and imprisoned him beneath the volcano Mount Etna in Sicily. Ancient Greeks believed that when Mount Etna erupted, it was Typhon throwing tantrums underground. As thanks for his assistance, Zeus immortalized Pan in the sky as the constellation Capricornus, the celestial sea goat. So yes, Capricorn exists because panic met responsibility and accidentally saved Olympus. Now let's talk about Amalthea, the unsung hero of Olympus and the reason Zeus didn't get swallowed like a snack. When Zeus was born, his father Cronos, king of the Titans and titan of time, was actively eating his children because a prophecy said that one of them would overthrow him. Very healthy parenting. So Zeus was hidden away by his mother Rhea in a cave on Mount Ida, where he was cared for by Amalthea, a sacred goat, or nymph, depending on who's telling the story. Unlike most figures in Greek myth, Amalthea doesn't have a clear parentage. She exists outside the Olympian family tree, defined not by lineage, but by her role as a divine caretaker. Amalthea fed Zeus her milk, protected him in secrecy, and helped him grow strong enough to one day free his siblings and defeat Cronos. At some point, one of Amalthea's horns broke, often said to happen accidentally while Zeus was playing with her. Feeling grateful and maybe a little guilty, Zeus transformed the broken horn into the cornucopia, the horn of plenty, a symbol of endless nourishment and abundance. After Zeus grew up, overthrew his father Cronos, and took his place as king of the gods, he honored Amalthea for saving his life by placing her among the stars, most clearly as the star Capella, meaning the little goat, in the constellation Auriga. In later Greek and Roman tradition, her goat symbolism is also folded into the constellation Capricornus, the celestial sea goat. Without Amalthea, there would be no Zeus, no Olympians, no mythology, just cannibalism and vibes. So this version of Capricorn represents building strength in the dark and making sure the future survives, even when no one sees you doing it. Now let's talk about the deep cut myth, the one the astrology girlies don't bring up enough. Meet Pricos, the father of all sea goats and the original Capricorn blueprint. Pricos was a divine sea goat created by Cronos, king of the Titans and the titan of time himself. And if Cronos makes you personally, you already know your life is about to be a lesson. Unlike the chaotic panic shapeshifters, Pricos was intelligent, disciplined, immortal, and capable of speech. Pricos had many children, sea goats just like him, who lived along the seashore. They were born intelligent, disciplined, and immortal, as long as they remained in the sea. But here's where everything went left. The more time they spent on land, the more they lost their fishtails, their intelligence, their immortality, and became ordinary mountain goats. Translation: they touched grass and immediately forgot who they were. Pricos tried everything to stop it. He warned them, he begged them, he lectured them like a disappointed parent with a clipboard. But his children didn't listen. They wanted comfort, they wanted ease, they wanted immediate gratification. So Pricos did the most un-Capricorn thing imaginable. He went straight to Cronos and asked for help. So Cronos turned back time for Pricos, giving him a second chance to warn his children, but they still chose the same path. In the end, Pricos alone retained his immortality, his wisdom, and his memory. Imagine watching everyone you love age, forget, and lose themselves while you stay the same. Yes, that's Capricorn's trauma. Heartbroken, Pricos asked Cronos for one final mercy, to be placed in the stars where he could watch over his children forever. Cronos granted his wish and placed Pricos in the stars as Capricornus, the sea goat constellation. This version of Capricorn is about grief, responsibility, memory, and endurance. Here are 3 cosmic science facts for your celestial snack palette. The Capricornus constellation sits east of Sagittarius, the chaotic archer, and west of Aquarius, the water bearer of radical ideas. Translation: Capricorn is stuck between reckless optimism and disruptive innovation. No wonder they're tired. Out of the 88 recognized constellations, Capricornus is the 40th largest constellation, covering about 114 square degrees of the night sky. Capricornus is also one of the faintest zodiac constellations because most of its stars are dim. meaning you won't see it easily unless the sky is dark and conditions are right. Very on brand for a sign that does everything quietly and still ends up in charge. Unlike constellations that look like celestial accidents, Capricorn forms a recognizable triangle shape. Minimalist, efficient, and not here to entertain you. Capricornus' constellation has 9 officially named stars, but here are the 4 MVPs. They are Deneb Al-Jedi, Dabi, Nashira, and Al-Jedi. Deneb Al-Jedi is the brightest of the bunch, and its name means the tail of the goat in Arabic. It is a white giant star about 8 times brighter than the sun and nearly 3 times its size. It ranks as the 81st brightest star in the night sky and sits roughly 39 light years away. Deneb Al-Jedi is a magnetic star, meaning its magnetic field is unusually strong and affects how light behaves. Dabi means the butchered one in Arabic. Cheerful, I know. It is a complex multiple star system comprising of at least 5 stars. It is dominated by a yellow giant that is about 380 times brighter than the sun and roughly 17 times its size, while another of its main stars is a much hotter blue star, meaning the system contains stars at completely different life stages coexisting in one place. Dabi ranks around the 94th brightest star in the sky and lies about 328 light years away. Dabi looks like one star to the naked eye, but it's actually a multi-star system with at least 5 stars hiding inside it. Have I finished my makeup? Yes. Are we gonna finish the myth though? Also yes. What can I tell you? Capricorn is one of those myths where it's just long for no reason. Anyway, Nashira means the bearer of good news in Arabic. It is a yellow-white star that is 39 times brighter than the sun and 3 times its size. It ranks as the 123rd brightest star in the sky and is about 139 light years away from Earth. Nashira has an unusual chemical composition. The elements present in its outer layers does not match what we see compared to stars of its type, which makes astronomers eye it like, "You okay, bestie?" Al-Jedi means the goat in Arabic. It is a binary system of 2 white stars, both about 12 times brighter than the sun and roughly about 2.5 times its size. Together they shine as the 175th brightest star in the night sky and sit roughly about 109 light years away from Earth. The 2 stars of Al-Jedi are far enough apart that you can actually see them as separate points with binoculars. Proof that Capricorn does partnerships, just with boundaries. Every myth has homework. Capricorn hands it in early. Do build something that lasts. Capricorn teaches us that real success isn't loud. It is stable. Do the work, be patient, and think long term. Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither is your glow up. Don't let fear turn into emotional isolation. Capricorn's survival instinct can become emotional walls. Discipline is powerful, but shutting everyone out isn't strength. It's avoidance. Carrying everything alone isn't resilience. It's a slow burnout strategy. And finally, embrace the gray. Capricorn's color is gray, not because it's boring, but because it lives between extremes. Gray is wisdom. Gray is balance. Gray is knowing that life is not black and white. It's spreadsheets, it's nuance, and emotional maturity. Gray is the color of someone that has been through it, but still showed up. And that, my makeup moguls, is the myth of Capricorn, the celestial sea goat that proves that fear, ambition, and resilience can coexist quietly while paying the bills early. If you love today's cosmic climb, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell because Capricorn actually believes in long-term commitment that pays off. So friends, stay magical, stay mischievous, and as always, stay mythical. Until next time. And that concludes this month's emotional labor. And that was a lot, and we're just in January. I need a spreadsheet, coffee, and a nap.